Hello, guten Morgen, bonjour, hola. Um, Hello. I'm aware that actually often I just rabbit in this little bit, but it takes a while for it to come up in people's feeds to see. So, Mum, if you're there, can you let me know that you're there, please? Um, so I'm feeling a little perkier today. Yesterday was just a bit. Today a little bit more energy about myself. So as always, we're going to try with the dog. Let's just see what happens. Oof, oof. So we're not really going to be sat for too long. So don't worry too much if you don't have anything to put up on your hips. And if you're happy to, feel free to just lie down. Hello, Vicky. I didn't think you were here today. Or was that yesterday? How did your little Skype, Flynn Skype go? Or WhatsApp group, Facebook Live. I love that. Just everyone's getting so interactive now. Let me just turn that off so we're not going to be bothered by those sounds. Boop. Yeah. Hi, Mum. Oh, I'm really early today. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm so grateful for this sunny weather. Or maybe anyone that's here now, let's just do a little bit of grateful before. So we're going to do warriors today, but I'll explain all that later on. Parker. So, lying or seated, maybe just taking a little minute. A few deep breaths. And just thinking of 3 things you're grateful for this morning. Oh, music toddler group. That sounds even better on a Facebook Live. Oh, come on, Parker. Let's be nice today. Should we be nice? Or do you want to go away? Which one? Yeah. A kind of part of me feels like I should just donate the yoga, but that's obviously, again, very lazy parenting. Wait. Oh, who have we got here? Hey, Rob. Hello, Gemma. Keeping up your intention. Okay, so today we are going to go into our warriors. And that one is just a nice thing to cover and dedicate just a session to it. And we do maybe warrior 2 and then warrior 3. I kind of lift off warrior 1. It's quite deceiving because it's number 1. You think warrior 1's going to be the easiest, but actually it's quite tricky. But also, that in this time we tend to be like, let's power on, yeah, kind of worrying, being warriors and going through. But also knowing that it's okay, you can still be strong, a strong warrior, and say, oh, I feel a little bit lost, or oh, I'm drowning, or I feel overwhelmed. It doesn't mean that you're being part of a warrior. It takes a lot of strength to just be very open and honest. And I think now more than ever, that's really important. So that's what we're trying to channel today, to just be honest with ourselves. And if we're doing something that, again, in yoga, if you're doing a pose, it's like, oh man, I'm not doing that properly, or my hips aren't doing what I want to. You just allow that you would never just be to your friend be like, oh my god, you're doing that wrong. So why would we ever feel like we do that to ourselves? And also it gives an opportunity to show how we respond to that situation. We're being tested, and that's okay. We're going to keep trying. If we stop now, that's where we'll always be. But if we keep trying, maybe we'll move forwards. So with the warriors, I'm going to put this really in very brief story. So there was this guy who was quite a yogi, lived in the woods. He fell in love with a businessman's daughter, or they fell in love with each other. And so the businessman really hated this mix and didn't approve. But the daughter went off and they were in love anyway. And then the businessman totally disowned them. And that really hurt her. So she went back to talk to him and he rejected her. The dad rejected the daughter. So she was so hurt by his words and that she'd been rejected that she sat down, meditated and burst into flames. Yogi guy is devastated by this, obviously, because that's his true love, his heart. So then he goes, and we go through the warriors, and he falls into this dark, dark place where he kind of loses his control and he's just so mad. So then he goes to fight the dad. He kills the dad. The warriors are on that sequence. But then after killing the dad, he feels enormous remorse at what he's done. He can acknowledge his actions, and he deals with them, and then he brings the dad back to life. So that is kind of the story in a nutshell, and the warriors through that. So I'll kind of let you know when we're in which stage. But it's a really nice one, and you can apply it to lots of different situations. But generally, it's maybe kind of believed that the yogi is our higher self, our consciousness. The businessman dad is our ego, who doesn't like this difference and kind of is worried what people think, and then casting off the daughter because it doesn't meet his expectations and kind of reputation. And the daughter represents heart. So the higher self understands the value of the heart and is trying to fight the ego. But then afterwards just acknowledges kind of if we're our higher selves, we still shouldn't have any aggression or anger generally. So we still need to kind of be aware of our actions. Okay, so that's that in a nutshell. Okay, so if you're not already lying down, please. So just taking a moment, really relax into your mat. Tucking your chin into your chest. And a nice way to do this actually can be to place your hands behind your head and then just kind of where your neck meets your head, there's a little kind of bony bit. Just pulling on that and it kind of lengthens the neck. It's a really nice long neck. Taking a few deep breaths, eyes closed if you can. And then I want you to think about how you feel. So not how you think you feel, but just how you feel. So there's no narrative, there's no storyline. Not how you felt this morning when you were woken up at 5 o'clock by excited kids, or not how you will feel in half an hour when you have to take that horrible work call. None of those. Just right now on this mat, just with your breath. How do you feel? And again, no judgment. There may be lots of emotions, there may be very few. They may be what we would generally class as good or bad, but we're trying to get away from those labels. We're just acknowledging and accepting exactly how we feel. On your next inhale, big stretch out, arms and legs long, wake that body up. And then with your exhale, bringing your right knee into your chest. I'm going to just hold it here, but actually rather than normal hugging that and doing our ankles, we're going to open our hips. So I'd like you just to rotate. So you can keep your hand holding the knee, or if you wish, you can let go. And trying to circles as big as possible. Maybe placing your left hand on your left hip. At the moment I'm rocking over to try and make my circle bigger. And we don't really want that to happen. We want to keep both hips on the floor. Do a few one way and a few the other. Just waking up that hip this morning. Good. And then with an inhale, sending the leg long, stretching the arms long again. As if you are just waking up in the morning. And then with an exhale, bringing the left leg in. So again, with these ones, these ones are quite nice because you can just do that without your hand. If we are holding in and your hands can't reach, then you can always just grab a towel, or maybe the strap that you use for your yoga mat can go around your knee to just extend your arms. But on this one, if your arms don't reach, then you can just do it without. Trying to focus on your breath. And today just using what breath technique works for you. So it may be your ocean breath, or Ujjayi breath, where we restrict our throat. Trying to make the breath kind of audible as we breathe in and out through the nose. It may be counting your breath in, counting your breath out, or focusing on breathing down into your stomach. Just kind of any cue that if you found that your mind's wandered, you can come back and anchor back onto that. Ooh, hugging your knees into your chest. Squeezing the thighs together in this one. And then if you want to, just rock it from side to side. We're going to come up to seated. So there's two options. You can roll onto your side, gently push yourself up, slightly more of a gentle wake up. And if you've got any back issues, then do that one. Or holding behind your thighs and rocking up and back. If you're rocking, take your time, just enjoy that. And then eventually we will come to seat. So any seated position that's comfortable for you, or if it's more comfortable, you can come onto your knees. Big inhale, reaching the arms up, interlocking the fingers, stretching the palms up, really opening up the shoulders. Taking another inhale here, and as you exhale, coming down to your right side. So as always, you can mirror me or do as I say. So I'm coming down to my right. Good. Inhale back up. And exhale to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, bring your left hand to the right leg. Your right hand's behind you. Inhaling, grow tall, and exhaling, turning around. Inhaling, reaching the arms back up, and exhale to the other way. Inhale, and exhale. Hands under the knees, lifting the chest, and exhale, moving between the two. So as if you're doing a seated cat-cow. As you inhale, you're lifting your chest and chin, tilting your pelvis forwards. And as you exhale, chin to chest, round in the back, tucking the tailbone under. One more of each. Exhale. Good. To your neutral spine, place your hands in front. You're going to come into all fours. And then transition, so tucking your tailbones under. Tucking your toes under, lifting your hips into a down dog, having a little stretch, whichever you wish, and then slowly walking your feet to your hands, relaxing into your forward fold. Again with this one, sometimes I cue things, sometimes I don't, so if you ever want to, you can sway from side to side, you can hold opposite elbows, do some yes no's, and then gently rolling yourself up. Big inhale, lifting the arms, taking your gaze up, and lower the arms down. Good. Okay. We're going to do quite a few salutations, and we're going to introduce the warriors, and then we're going to put them all together in a flow. So, let's get going. Let's have some energy in this one. Smile whenever you can. Breathe deeply, and let's enjoy this gorgeous morning. So, on your mat, feet together. I won't cue it every time, but just the first one, grounding yourself down, really pushing down through the four corners of your feet, and then lifting yourself up. Big inhale as you exhale, just try and bring those core muscles in. Mula Bandha, which we were discussing earlier. Open the chest, long spine. Take an inhale and an exhale here. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into your plank. Hold the plank for a breath, and then on your exhale, lower down. Inhale into your back bend. If you want more information on the sun salutations, there's a different, we did a class a couple of days ago that really breaks it down. So it's quite a nice one to familiarise yourself. From here, protecting your spine by engaging your core muscles, push back with an exhale into down dog. Inhale, gazing forward, stepping the feet forwards. Releasing down into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back down. And inhale, up to standing. And exhale to release. Okay, so once I'm going to introduce Warrior One to begin with, and then we're going to put it into that salutation. So I want you to imagine, so staying on your kind of long side of the, imagine the movements coming from your upper thigh. So I want you to imagine opening your thigh and stepping back. So we're going to step back with the right leg first. So rather than just turning your foot out, which can mean that our knee is kind of out of line, imagine really opening up from your hip and stepping back. So with this one, your heels can be in line, but that's obviously a bit like we're on a tightrope. So that does make it more challenging. You can step out slightly. So your back foot is almost kind of, the toes are pointing towards the top corner of the mat. So we're ideally trying to have both heels on the floor and hips forwards, and we gently bend into the front knee. We try to tuck our tailbone under, so we're not just kind of leaning forwards too much. We're seated up, bending into that knee, and trying to keep the hips forwards. So maybe you have to adjust this back foot slightly. So this is kind of where we're aiming for. So I'm feeling a really big stretch on here. I'm feeling it quite uncomfortable to keep my tailbone tucked under. Like I say, it's number one, so you feel like it's entry level, but actually it's really difficult to get this alignment. If your heels are a bit off the floor, if your hips aren't quite level, it's all fine. It's a journey and we just practice. Sometimes we'll get there, sometimes we won't, because our anatomy, the joints just aren't going to let that happen. But that's what we're aiming for. And then arms up. So all of these warriors cultivate a strength. I mean, some create a lot of different emotions. I want you to imagine your strength. We're going to hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And then just stepping forwards and releasing the arms down. We're going to do the same on the other side. So again, grounded through your feet, and then you're going to open up your left hip by externally rotating your thigh bone, stepping back, and adjusting the stance. It may be that you need to come closer or further away. Trying to get your hips forwards, tailbone tucked under, and then just gently bending into. So we shouldn't be relaxing too much in this pose. There should be quite a lot going on. Also, another cue to look for is your back foot. So mine is completely rolled in, so my arch is now squished. So I need to try and push with the outside edge of my foot, the little toe edge, to make sure that arch is still there. So like I say, there's quite a lot to think about. And then arms up. Okay, we're going to hold for 5. So this warrior, Warrior One, is Shiva, our yogi. He's fallen into this dark place, which is almost kind of underground, and this is him fighting his way back up to the surface to go and see the father-in-law or the businessman. From another 2 and 1. Stepping forwards and releasing down. Okay, so we're going to put that into our sun salutation, and we're going to do it after our down dog. So we're going to flow through to the down dog, and then we'll add that in. So, when you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into your plank, and lower yourself down to the mat with an exhale, knowing that you can bring your knees down if you need to. Trying to work towards keeping your elbows close to your body. Untuck the toes and inhale up. With an exhale, coming into down dog. Okay, so generally, because I always move my right leg first, we're going to step forwards with the right leg this time. So whenever we step forwards, you can feel free to reach your leg up and open up. You can reach your leg backwards to create length, or just step forwards. And again, stepping forwards as many times as you need to, doing a little foot shuffle until you can come up. We allow the back heel to come down, and then make your alignment. So adjust, I need my feet kind of wider, maybe stepping in slightly, and trying to find that position. Again, you should feel activation in different places. Activate. Inhale, arms up. Hold it for 5. For 4, watch falling in on the back foot. For 3, for 2, 1. Hands down. Step back into your down dog. pedal out the legs if you want to. And then we're going to go to the other side. So stepping forwards with the left leg. The right heel comes down as you come up and hips forwards. Making your alignment and come in. Stay in this pose, we're going to hold there for 5. But while you're there, just to make a point, if you're in this position and you can't, and you need to just kind of come down and then step up, this is all totally fine. Don't let that deter you from doing it. You travel your journey, so however you need to get there, get there. This is, like I said, it's a lovely opportunity to show how we respond or we react to these situations. So just take a breath. No, it's okay. It's just yoga on a yoga mat. We can get through it. That's probably 5. Hands down. Step back. For those that want to, rolling into your plank and going through your flow, so lowering down, coming into an up dog. And for anyone that wants to, coming down to rest in child pose. Just taking a few deep breaths. On an inhale, coming back up, we're going to close that salutation, so tucking the toes under. With an inhale, taking your gaze forward and stepping, walking or jumping your feet to your hands. Again, if this takes a few little steps, you know that's fine. Relaxing forwards, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale all the way. And relax. Okay, so now we're going to do our warrior 2. So this is where he's out of the ground and he's right into the dad. I thought it was bow and arrow, but I think it's 2 knives. So we've got our arms out. So for this one, again, creating the movement from your thigh, so externally rotating, big step back. This time, the foot is parallel to the edge of the mat, so we call this a full block. Front foot facing forwards, and we're bending down. So we don't want the knee to come past our ankle. So if that's happening, just shuffle out to try and keep that knee above. So ideally, we want our hips facing this way. So our hips can be tight, can be whether we've warmed up enough, our anatomy, how much we practice. What we need to be careful of is that front knee. So we're in this position. If your front knee is coming in, so it's kind of bending in of the ankle, we need that to come and sit back on top. To do that, you may need to turn that back foot from a full block, bring it in slightly so the hips have more space to come round. And this is something we just work on, opening the hips. So again, try not to roll in with this back foot. Try to keep your shoulders above your hips. And then arms out wide, really stretching, going into battle. And your gaze is on your front finger, the middle finger of the front hand. We're going to hold here for 5. For 4, and breathe. For 2, we just missed 3. For 1, good. And then we're going to step forward and release. Oh, I don't know which way's forwards now. And then we're going to go to the other side. So whichever side you didn't do that. This is why I always have to just do the same one first. So I must have been, so I need to do it this way. Okay, so opening with the right leg, I think, maybe? I don't know. The other leg. Full block. Again, you can have your heel in line with the middle of the back foot, or in some practices, it's heels in line. Sinking forward, just being aware of this knee, that it's not coming past the ankle or inside of the ankle. Try not to roll in with that back foot. I'm giving all these cues. Again, this is about knowing that a warrior just accepts and can be like, yeah, that's not happening for me today. And that's okay. Forwards. Taking that little gaze forwards. For another 3. For 2. And 1. Stepping forwards. And releasing down. Okay, so we're going to do the same as sun salutation, and then after the down dog, we're going to put warrior 2 in. Once again, grounding yourselves. Inhale, arms up. Exhale forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step or jump back into plank. And then lower yourself down to the mat with an exhale. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale into down dog. So again, we're going to start with right leg here. So either step in lengthening or stretching up, bring the right foot forwards. As you come up, we just allow that back heel to come down, and we come into our warrior two. And we'll hold for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Windmill the arms down. So hands either side of the foot. We turn the back foot so you can step back into down dog. Let's do the other side. Stepping forward with the left leg, lifting up, back foot comes down. So rather than confuse me, I'm just going to put my back to you. Finding your alignment. Then keep your shoulders above your hips. For another 3, for 2, and 1. Windmill down. Step back, and again, rolling through into your flow or resting in child pose. Step down. Whichever one. There's no ego, so if you feel you benefit from the rest, take the rest. If you feel you benefit from the movement, take the movement. And then everyone coming back into down dog, taking your gaze forwards, walk, step or jump, your feet to your hands. Relax into forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale forwards. Inhale all the way up. And release. Okay, so warrior 3. Third about what? I should say this is called Virabhadrasana, in case you've heard that in other classes. And as far as I know, it's Virabhadrasana 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if there's another way to describe them. So, warrior 3 is actually our leg set. We're not opening up the hip on this one. Arms up. Just tapping back with one of your feet, and then we're going to come down. So we're trying to create a straight line from our wrists to our ankle. And eventually we're hoping to come down so our body is parallel with the floor and the hips face down. If that isn't available to us, sometimes we so want to come down that we tend to do this. What is more beneficial to us is to try and keep the discipline of that straight line and to just be here. So if you lose your straight line after you come past this point, then just stay here. So we just keep that really nice lengthening line. So warrior 3 is when we take the knives and do some stuff with that. We don't need to talk about that this morning, but the end of the story, that's what's going on there. So let's start with our right leg, so I can be in the middle of this one actually. So your arms can be up. If you're coming all the way down to parallel with your body, you can bring your arms next to you, or you can even do that standing up, but sometimes it's nice to lengthen. So, let go. Then try to engage your core muscles, engage your thigh muscles, either pointing the toes or flexing the ankle, but do one or the other, so the leg's engaged. Calming down. You'll find that the leg that's lifted, the hip really wants to lift up, so just try and keep that facing down. If you fall out, just start again. Use what you have, start where you can. It's all we need. We go to the other side. So again, lengthening the arms up. Big inhale to lengthen, and then exhale as you come forwards. So just try to hold for a nice deep breath. If you fall out, just come back in. And then gently lift it back up and release it down. So, let's put that into a salutation. Grounding yourself down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down, place the hands down into your plank. Taking a breath here and release down. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. So from here, we're going to step forwards with the right leg. And we're coming up to begin with into a kind of a high lunge. So both feet facing forward. And it's really just a transition for us to, you can come all the way up or just kind of step, get your balance. And so it's your left leg that's lifting. And we're going to calm down. So all I want you to really do is come to wherever your line is today. Pause for a breath, and then gently place a foot back into your high lunge, lower your hands down, and step back into down dog. Let's do the same on the other side. So left leg is going to step forwards, coming up. If you wobble, that's fine. Lifting up, that's just our ego who we've come to slay, that's saying, you wobbled, you shouldn't be doing it. And we just don't listen to them. Remember from earlier in the sessions, the little animal that we put outside, that's the ego. So all the same thing. So anyway, from here, stepping forward, finding your edge today, pausing for a deep inhale, deep exhale, and then try to inhale as you come up, and exhale as you step back. Good, hands down, step back, and again, rest in child pose or go through your flow. When you're ready, inhale into down dog. We're going to close this salutation. So taking your gaze forwards, walk, step or jump, your feet to your hands. Release into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up to stand up. And release. Okay, so let's tell a story. So we're going to do one full salutation that's going to have, we're going to go from warrior 1 to warrior 2 to warrior 3, back into down dog, and then do the same on the other side. And then we're going to come down to the floor, and so this is our kind of last flow. Take a big breath in, big breath out, and then when you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down into plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale up. Exhale into a down dog. So right leg's reaching up, stepping forwards. And we come into our warrior 1. So we're trying to get our hips forwards, arms up. We sink down and then we inhale to lift. And we're going to open up that back foot. Arms come parallel, we come into warrior 2. So generally we need a bit of a wider step, so just shuffle your feet apart so you can come into your warrior 2. Inhale in, we're going to pivot so both feet are facing forwards. We come through a high lunge, we lift forwards and come down into warrior 3. Holding for a breath, gently releasing the foot down, allow the hands to come down and then step back. Do the same on the other side, so I'm going to switch, I can still see you guys. So left leg, reaching, stepping forwards, coming up into your warrior 1. Inhale, lift up, open up, exhale, come down into your warrior 2. Inhale, lift up, feet facing forwards, stepping straight from here, or just taking a few steps forwards, and then exhale into your warrior 3. Lengthening that body. Inhale to come up. Gently placing the foot back down. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back into your down dog. Knees down, untuck the toes, and everyone just take a moment to rest in child pose. Try and regulate your breath. So if you feel slightly out of breath, just take in deeper breaths. Pushing yourself up, and we're just going to come into a lion position. If you'd rather be seated, then be seated. Otherwise, just kind of shuffling yourself one way or another and coming to a lion on your back. So I'm going to be seated, so if you catch a glimpse of me, I'm seated, but feel free, lie down or sit. Relax into your position. Taking a few deep breaths. If you can feel your heartbeat, try to slow your breath to relax and slow the heart rate. Allow the breath to become deeper. When you're inhaling, focus on your inhale. And when you exhale, focus on your exhale. And I want you to bring your attention back to how you feel. So again, not how you felt at the beginning, not how you might feel in a moment, just right now on this mat. What emotions are you feeling? Or emotion? Or maybe it just feels very calm and there's nothing to grip onto. Remembering no judgment, just an awareness. And then just allowing your body to rest in that breath. I have 2 quotes for you. So one was in a book I read last night, and then on a podcast, on Russell Brand's podcast from Gabor Mate. And it said that our view now is life is in chaos and we panic. And the Buddhist view is life is in chaos, so relax. Which is maybe a nice one to take with us at the moment. To just stop fighting, resisting. It is chaos. That is just how it is. So just relax into that situation. Another one, which is to do with our warriors, although it's kind of arrows rather than swords. But this one's to just be aware that sometimes we all try to be warriors and we really don't know what people are going through. People may really be struggling with this. More like just generally, the kind of be kind. We don't know what people are going through, but now more than ever, we don't know emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, socially. It's very unsettling for a lot of people. So this is from the yoga texts. If one is hurt by the arrows of an enemy, one is not as aggrieved as when cut by the unkind words of a relative. For such grief continues to rend one's heart day and night. So just taking a moment to try and make an intention with yourself, to just pause, to breathe, and try and respond with kindness. I know it's not easy, and we're all being tested, but it's going to make it much easier if we can learn to get through it together. So slowly taking a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Allow that movement just to wave into your wrists, ankles. Maybe gently turning your head from side to side. If you're still lying on the ground, just stretching your body long. And then gently making your way onto your right hand side. Just in a fetal position as if you're about to wake up. And then with a nice inhale, pushing yourself up to seated. Just any seated position you're comfortable in, just so we can take our last breath together. And when you're ready, stretching the arms wide, reaching up, palms together, and as you exhale, lower your hands in front of your heart, bowing your head, thanking yourself for coming to yoga. Namaste. Thank you, guys. I hope you feel like warriors now, but knowing that warriors means that you can just embrace all the emotions and don't feel judgment or the fear of rejection or that you're failing. We just are what we are, and now more than ever. Okay. I hope you're all well. Please keep talking to me. I really like being in touch with you all this way. I hope you have brilliant Thursdays. And for those in the UK, I know Danielle in Spain, you guys have been doing this. I don't know if it's still going on, but the clapping for the NHS. But in the UK, I don't know if it's just tonight or it starts tonight, but it's tonight at 8 o'clock. So get to your windows, your balconies, your gardens, and hoop and walla and clap in our appreciation for the NHS and all they're doing for us. Okay. Mwah.